I don't want you to ever stop wanting to change, man, because we are always evolving. We are always changing. We should always be growing, I'm hoping. Family. Welcome to the family. Family, welcome. Welcome, family. You guys pick which one it's going to be. Welcome, family, to the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we desire for you to take the bits of information and immediately apply them to your life for success. The ground rules for our podcast is that we'll always be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we will be talking about on the Bacon Bits Podcast is dealing with having a balanced life. And I need to hear y'all say it. Say it out loud. In your car, in your bathroom, at your job. Well, no, I don't want you to do it at your job because you might get laid off and fired. Say these out loud, please. Say valuable information applied equals success. And family, we are at the tail end, coming in on this beautiful year. Tail end. You could be listening to this at any time. It don't have to be, but when we recorded it, we are at the tail end of 2024. Almost. And fam, change is gonna come. Change is coming, fam. Life is always changing, and it don't have to change when we want it to change, because life is gonna change whether you want it to or not. So change is to make different or transform, to shift, exchange, or transfer. I'm going to say it again. Change is to make different or transform, to shift, exchange, or transfer. Family, it is inevitable. Meaning that it is going to happen whether you like it or not. Fam, when the seasons change, the seasons don't ask you for their permission to change. They just change. Kids are regrowing right before your eyes. You have your babies, and man, when you see them come out, the mama see them come out of her, man, it's beautiful. Fam, you blink your eyes and open your eyes, and your baby's is 18. Fam, change is happening all around us. Fam, I went from having a beautiful afro when I was a kid. Now the hair went from my head to my chin, okay? Because your boy can't grow no hair. But fam, change is happening, okay? Muscles used to be tight. Now the mugs is flabbing, man. Fam, change is going to happen, okay? Family, but what are you doing when the change comes? Because it's coming whether you like it or not. So with that, there are times I have to see if people around me have changed. Let's start off. I'm just jumping into it. Fam, since life is changing, let me see if the people that's around me are changing for better. Because, fam, as in 57 years of existence, there are some people that stay stuck. And that's heartbreaking, but it's true. Some people, we even say it, some people are stuck in their ways. As much as they see that if the thing in front of them is not working, family, some people love chaos. Some people don't feel comfortable unless chaos is going on in their life. And they just will deal with it and accept it and think that's the way life is supposed to go. Fam, if the people around you ain't changing, you have to change the people around you. Whether the people around you are changing because you're helping them change, or you just got to get a whole new crop of people. But fam, since change is inevitable, I got to ask myself the question, is the people around me changing? Because what I'm hoping, and I'm hoping this always is happening for you, fam, you always want to grow. You don't ever want to stay stagnant. You don't ever want to stay still. And there will be seasons, and we talked about it a couple episodes back with the winter seasons. There are some seasons where it's on the top, on the surface. There's nothing changing, man. It's just like everything is staying the same. But that don't mean ain't nothing changing under the roots. Yeah, where things are growing, things are getting, the roots are getting deeper. You're getting your foundation set for this wonderful burst of growth that's about to take place. But fam, you don't want to stay stagnant. You don't want to stay in stagnant water. It just gets nasty. You always want to have your river having water come in and you're having your water go out. But fam, watch the people around you and see if they are changing. Ask yourself the question, am I or they still holding grudges after all these years? Ooh. Family, you 3 years in, 5 years in, and still holding a grudge over something that happened a decade ago? You still holding grudges 20 years later? Some resentment, man. Is there something that you have like really struggled to let go of? Man, I don't ever want to let that go. Fam, I know some people that have had resentments towards their dad for over 35 years. And they don't realize that it's damaging them and their kids by how they have some resentment towards their dad. 35 years, fam? He didn't totally change. He's a phenomenal man now. But man, still holding grudges after 35 years, that's hindering their relationship with their dad and the hindering relationship of their kids having a relationship with their granddad. Fam, come on, dog. After all these years, are we still stuck in our ways? Not God's, but stuck in our own ways. That's been hindering us. Change is happening and it's inevitable. But fam, am I stuck? This is a great time to do inventory in your life, man. We're finishing off this wonderful year, and this is a great time to do some personal inventory to see, am I stuck? Am I stuck financially? Am I getting out of debt? Am I clearing some stuff up? Fam, am I stuck in my relationships with the people I love? Are we checking in and doing some inventory on the relationships, man? Are we just existing? Fam, when it comes to my health, I'm growing older, so that's not a matter of if or not. I'm growing older. The question is, have you done a physical lately? Have you went to go get yourself checked out, fam? Now, don't let this be like they say with cars. You know, I'm going in, man, they're going to find something wrong, man. Fam, sometimes it's cool to find out sooner than later of something that you could have changed. I don't want you going up in there and they saying you got stage 4, liver cancer, and that could have been avoided if you'd have went out and got a physical checkup. Fam, go in there and get that health checked out, fam. Don't let it be no years that you not been to the doctor. Go get that health checked out, fam. Let's do some inventory. Mentally, where am I at right now? And am I in a good space? Am I doing a lot of worrying or having a lot of anxiety, or am I actually living in the present moment? Do some inventory, fam. Like really check in with yourself and be like, man, is there some stuff I'm super worried about, I'm super anxious about, that I can do something about? Fam, is there some stuff that I'm depressed about from my past that I haven't let go of? Let me do some checking in, man. Where's my relationship with God? Have I checked in with him lately, or am I only calling him for special occasions or when I really need something? My mom dying, Lord, can we check in with her? Fam, pay attention, do some inventory to know that God can change the hardest of hearts, man. That's the cool part about being a child of God. Damn, there's some people, man, I might think, man, I don't think they ever gonna change. And man, I've seen God take some of the worst cases, including me, and change that heart for good, man. So, man, change is a beautiful thing, man. And it's not impossible for God. Yes, for us, there's some things that are just impossible. But for God got some changes that he wants to make, man, with the people around you. And you got to put some words on it. You got to put something in on it. Put something in on it. What is that prayer that you praying for? Like, there's some people that, man, that's around you be like, man, I don't think they ever gonna change. Man, in my eyes, they can't change. With man, it's impossible. But with God, all things are possible. Fam, who do you need to be praying for that need to be making a change? There's some people, guess what, I'm still praying for, man. It's been years. It's been decades They still ain't changed. I ain't gave up because God don't give up. If God didn't give up on me, I ain't supposed to give up. Fam, make sure you are praying for the change that needs to take place in that person's life. Because if God is as good as you say he is to you and for you and to you, how about you pray that prayer for somebody else? How about you pray that prayer for somebody else? You got to know that God can change the hardest of hearts, man. You think about Paul. He was a crucifier of Christians in the Word of God. And if he can change Paul to write over 2/3 of the New Testament, man, God can change you. I think about myself, man. If you'd have talked to me about God when I was younger, man, I would have bust you in your mouth. If you'd have talked to me about God, if you let me tell it, I'm just being honest and transparent, fam. I thought I was God in my life. And if God can change me, he can change a brother like Paul. Fam, there's always room for change. Don't ever give up on somebody and say they're a hopeless case. If it's possible, God can change anybody. But what my job is to do is leave the results in his hands and when he gonna do it and how he gonna do it. But fam, God can change anybody, and there's always room for change. We got to trust God when tough times don't. We got to trust God when tough times and tough circumstances don't. And this is where I tell my testimony about my queen's health issues. Yeah, my wife still, after 7 years, this year's been 7 years since she's had her brain surgeries. And fam, the headaches are still there, just not as bad as they used to be. She's still dizzy. That ain't changed. But her attitude is beautiful, man. She is one of the happiest people you will ever know, man. Her attitude is just beautiful, man. People get around her, man, they just start smiling. Her presence is just such a blessing to any situation and circumstance that she goes in. But man, the circumstance didn't change. You know, she still has the issues that she had. And that's where you still have to say, you know, God, I'm going to trust you even though this hasn't changed. She has, and we've got a chance to travel, man, and do some things in our lives, man, that only God could have done in these last 7 years, man. But fam, you still got to trust God even though the situation didn't change. We changed our outlook on the situation, in the situation. So those are the things that you want to see. Like, man, if the change is going to happen, guess what? The circumstances didn't change, but we changed in the circumstances. And that's where you say, you know what, God, your presence helps us to handle that change. It's to handle that situation. Like, man, okay, what can we do? Because we always think, man, like I said, if God was going to heal everybody, man, he would have done it by now. If the situation was supposed to change for some people, man, he would have done it by now on some situations. And so, fam, what we got to do is change our attitude about the whole situation. You know, some people get cancer and they don't get healed, man. They still died and went to heaven and went to go be with Jesus. That's beautiful. But their situation down here didn't change. But what has to happen is we got to change our attitudes towards how we see the situations, see the circumstances. Because that's what, and asking God for his help, man. Asking God for his presence in the situations that we in. Because, man, it can be challenging when I need to make a change and I don't want to change. You know, do I have to ask God for help sometimes in areas that I need to change in? I sure do. Because, fam, I don't want to change. I want it to stay the same. But how much better has it been when I surrender to my will and be like, God, not my will, but your will be done? How much better has it been? I think about all the areas that I used to be stubborn in. Oh, my God. Man, I don't go camping, man. Black men don't camp. We don't be doing all that. Some of the best experience I've had is when me and my wife go camping. Man, I ain't traveling over the water, man. That's dangerous, man. We might crash in the middle of the ocean. Fam, I done had some of the most phenomenal experiences traveling now. Man, I ain't finna get out here and ride no bike. I just love lifting weights and doing my kind of workout. Man, I've been riding my bike for the last 2 weeks, man, and I hadn't rode a bike in 42 years. That was crazy to me when I got on that bike. I was like, and it was so cool because, you know, you never forget how to ride a bike. Family, can I tell you the truth? You really don't. Jump right back on that mug and started riding, man, having a good time. I ain't trying to pop willies and do all that crazy stuff no more. But fam, it was just like riding a bike, getting back on that mug. It was so cool. But I thought I wasn't going to ever ride a bike again. That was back when I was 12 years old, man. 12 years old. That's crazy. So that was 40, like I said, 43 years ago. God, that's crazy. And got back on that mug again. Man, there's some things, man. Don't be stubborn, y'all. Go out and enjoy your life and try some things that are out of your comfort zone. Husbands, there are some things that your wife been want you to try. Get on out there and try them. Wifey, there are some things that your husband may want you to try. Get on out there and try them. Fam, do me a favor. Go find some things that you know you need to change in. Quit being stubborn and say, you know what, I need to make some changes here. And sometimes those changes start with prayer. To know that prayer can change the situation or change me. What is that thing that you've been saying? Man, I will never, ever. I'm always going to be. Especially if you're a child of God, because you got access to a God that will help you change in any area that you need to be changed in. Like I said, he might not change the circumstance, but he can change you in the circumstances. Problems are often solved by a change of heart. Remember, that situation ain't changed. It was changed by my heart. It was changed by me getting my heart right in a situation. It doesn't always come quickly, too. Some of the changes that we need to make, fam, they don't come that quick. Some changes, they take a minute. But once you change and once you allow yourself to be vulnerable to change, man, it can be so beautiful. I don't want you to ever stop wanting to change, man, because we are always evolving. We are always changing. We should always be growing, I'm hoping. Because life is winding down, fam. As we get older and as the clock is ticking, it never goes backwards. It's always going to go forward. Since you are always changing, how about you change with the times as they go? But let me ask you a question. How do you know if a person has truly changed? Because we always say, you know what? Repent, for the kingdom of God is at hand. How do you know if a person has truly changed? Guess what? If a person has really repented and changed their life, you will see the results of those changes. If a person really says, I've changed my life, I've turned over a new leaf. I heard him say it. Can I see it? What's the statement we start off with every podcast that we've ever recorded? Valuable information applied equals success, fam. If you ain't applying the information to make that change, we will stay stuck and you ain't going to be happy with the results. That's why I constantly love saying that. Valuable information applied equals success. That has been my go-to for all of my life that I can remember. I ain't gonna never get to where I want to be at if I don't gather the information. And it ain't just gathering the information, because y'all know we got some people that's super smart and they stuck. They know what to do. The question is, will they do it? Matter of fact, let me ask the questions of whoever's listening to this podcast right now, because this is the part that cracks me up about us. So the real authentic version of us, I'm talking about that version. The version that God has wrote his laws on your heart and he will give you what you know you need to do. Okay. So we ain't just physical beings. You know, I got arms, I got hands, I got eyes, I got ears and all that. So you got the physical version of you, but that ain't just you. Because if you cut off my arm, I'll still be John. If you amputate my foot, I'll still be John. So I ain't just the physical version of myself. Then there's the thinking version of me. I have a gang of thoughts that cross my mind every single day. And we talking about thousands of thoughts that cross my mind. But every thought that crosses my mind is not me. It's that third version of me, that observing version of me, that most of the time, and I'm going to say about a good 80% or higher. In most situations, do we know what to do? The question is, will you do it? Most of the people that's listening to this podcast, fam, when I say a good counselor, a good therapist, you are yourself a good counselor, good therapist. If I was to ask y'all to give me some great information on how to save money, boy, y'all could blow up this doggone podcast with all the great information y'all would give me to save money. How to make money, God, y'all will blow up the podcast trying to give me information on how to make money. How to lose weight, oh man, y'all will give me some phenomenal ideas on how to lose weight. How to stay in a healthy relationship, man, y'all can give me some great information on how to do that. And then I would turn around and ask you, are you doing it? Because y'all be giving some great insight to other people on how to change their life and what they need to do to fix their stuff. But when it comes to us with the same information, we be like, I'd be like, wait a minute. The same information you gave me would work for you. Why ain't you doing it? Because y'all know we'll believe stuff will work for other people. But sometimes when it comes to us, we don't believe that the stuff that we need to do to change will actually work for us. How about you take your own advice? How about you take that observing version of you that knows what you're supposed to be doing? Because most of y'all right now, if I was to ask you what you need to do to change your life, you already know what you need to do. It's the truth. You already know. You don't need no more information. You don't need no more hoorah. You don't need no more insight. You don't need no more positive, encouraging, uplifting. You don't need no more information. The question is, will you do what you need to do to change? Will you be brave enough? Will you believe enough? Will you take that step to finally step up and say, you know what, I'm going to live what I know to be the truth. And I just believe in my heart there's only one truth. You know, people always say, live your truth. Your truth. I think most of the time, your truth is what got you in trouble. If you live the truth, what Jesus tell you to do, family, man, life will be sweet. So I'm going to ask you the question. What do you need to do to change? And will you actually apply the information that you know to change? Fam, this is what it's all about when it comes to living your best life. It's going to change. The question is, will you change with the times? This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. Hang on to the truth of what you know, which is God. But fam, when he tells you to change, be prepared to change. Love you guys. God bless. All right, what's up, family? It's your boy John Bacon from the Bacon Bits podcast. Thank you so much for your support, likes, and ratings. Please don't just listen, but rate me, follow me, and subscribe. This is an amazing way to offer free support. My beautiful queen and I have some books that we have written for your growth.
So the first book we have is a workbook, actually. It's called Healthy Relationships, and this is a workbook through the lens of faith. Because what makes a relationship healthy or unhealthy? So this workbook is designed, it's a 12-week, it's a biblically grounded course, and every week has a few different principles. So some of our principles, some of our topics that we're covering are respect, cultivating security. And this is not just between a husband and wife. This is between parents, between siblings, between friends, between your bosses, employers. So it's really important, and everyone deserves a healthy relationship.
And also we have The Balanced Life by John Bacon. It covers how to be prosperous in your finances, relationships, your health, your mind, and your spirit. So you can pick that up on Amazon, also on audiobook. And we also have
The Unraveling, a creative healing journal, pinings, poems, prayers, and ponderings of my precarious life. I've had a testimony of, I've had 2 brain tumors and 2 brain surgeries, and I'm super grateful, but I'm still grieving the process of healing. And this is part of the process. In this book, you have devotionals, you have prayers, and you have some ponderings. And in between these pages, there's a space for you to also be prompted to paint and to create your own, or maybe you want to write something in these books. This is part of your creative healing journal that we get to walk through together.
And you guys can just head over to Kingdom Servants First. Kingdom Servants, st.com. And you can purchase all 3 of these books
Thank you for your support, your love, and your contributions. God bless.